Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy J Red here. Welcome to March Madness Selection Show Sunday.
Excited when we get the opportunity to do this, Greg, but there's an extra level of excitement. You can feel it in here, you can feel it all around the country. The games have been terrific on the court, but now as we embark on a return to pre-COVID like March Madness, it's been amplified. The appreciation, the excitement, the joy. I'm ready to dig into the matchups once we get these brackets unveiled.
And the only thing I know for sure is nobody wants to hear me talk right now. Read the teams.
Here we go.
Begin the reveal. Here are the tournament brackets from the NCAA and its corporate champion, AT&T 5G. The overall #1 seed, Gonzaga, with the Bulldogs playing in the West region. First and second round, Portland, Oregon. Here comes Gonzaga.
No surprises there.
None at all.
Will they be able to back up their game? Only time will tell.
So, Gonzaga, our #1 seed in the West, fifth #1 seed all time.
Georgia State as a 16.
They will go up against
Okay.
the 16th seed, Georgia State Panthers, out of the Sun Belt Conference. After beating Louisiana in the Sun Belt Tournament final, the Panthers have won 10 straight entering the tournament. The #8 seed,
Boise State.
I thought they would have been like a 6.
Broncos out of the Mountain West.
I was thinking more like a 7.
Mountain West tournament title, make their first
Wow.
NCAA tournament appearance since 2015. They will take on the Memphis Tigers.
Ooh.
That is going to be a really good matchup, I feel like.
10 on the year, coached by Penny Hardaway. Tigers go back to the NCAA tournament for the first time
I have
since
no idea who I'm going to have winning that
2014.
one.
First and second round
UConn.
games in
Okay.
Buffalo, New York on Thursday.
I haven't heard much about UConn, honestly, so this should be interesting.
Out of the Big East, they had big wins over Auburn and Villanova. Those wins accounting for part of the Huskies'
Could be a playing game right here,
wins.
potentially.
They will meet 12th seeded New Mexico State, the Aggies from the Western Athletic Conference, 26-6 on the year.
Okay.
For share of the WAC regular season title, they won 14 games. The #4 seed, the Razorbacks of
Oh, Arkansas,
Hmm.
Gonzaga, maybe in the
Razorbacks
Sweet
entered the
16.
NCAA tournament, winning 14 of their last 17
Could-
games.
that's potentially a good matchup.
So this time,
Vermont.
the
Okay.
Catamounts of Vermont on the American East.
A year ago, Arkansas got a first-round scare from Colgate. Vermont plays a similar style with superior talent. Hogs better be ready.
So, first and second round now. San Diego, California. Friday
Alabama as a
and
6th
Sunday.
seed.
The 6th seed out of the SEC, second team out of the SEC, is the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Jaden Shackelford leads the Tide, averaging nearly 17 points a game. They will play the winner of the
Oh!
Rutgers and Notre Dame.
Potential upset alert here.
will be there. Out of the Big
Aiden Terry. There he is.
There's Ado over there in that right side middle row.
NCAA tournament appearances. Half the people had him, so did.
But this is potentially an upset for me right here.
Yeah.
Props to Steve Michael for holding this one.
Wow.
It could have been a disappointing one. There's 6 quad 1 wins.
I didn't think 11 seeds would play in games.
Yep. 11 and 12 seeds both.
I thought it was usually a 12 seed and a 16 seed.
Put the Irish in the field.
They will go up against the Fighting Irish. Coach Mike Bray taking Notre Dame back to the tournament for the first time since 2017. Moving on down the bracket, the #3 seed out of the Big 12, the Red Raiders of
Texas Tech.
They fell to Kansas in the Big 12 tournament final, but they are the 3 seed, and they will meet the Bobcats of Montana State from the Big Sky. Bobcats making their first NCAA tournament appearance since 1996. Welcome
Wow.
back to the Big
26
Ten.
years.
First and second round games in Greenville,
Michigan
South
State.
Carolina on Friday and Sunday, the 7th seed. Michigan State, the Spartans from the Big Ten. Coach Tom Izzo ties Mike
Duke's gonna be the
Krzyzewski's
2
record
seed in this
for
region.
consecutive tournament appearances at 24.
Maybe.
And they will meet the Wildcats.
Ooh,
of
Davidson has a
Atlantic
10.
10. Coach
This could
Tom
be a
Izzo
potential upset alert right here.
Second A10 regular season title, 27-6 on the year. And rounding out this bracket, the 2nd seed out of the ACC.
Yep,
Duke, he was right.
Coach Krzyzewski in his final season makes his 36th NCAA tournament.
That is going to be a tough region.
97 NCAA.
It feels like the West is always one of the tougher regions. Every year it seems like.
This team has shown itself. That's going to be the question. Can they grow up enough each game they play in the tournament to handle some of the better teams if they advance?
Meanwhile, who will they face? Out of the Big West, it'll be the Titans of Cal State Fullerton. They're picked to tournament title, knocking off top seed Long Beach State. So as we slide back up to the top of this bracket, Seth, what stands out to you?
Well, first of all, the A9 matchup between Boise State and Memphis, that's a tortoise in the hair type of game.
That could be
Unlike Boise
one of the
State,
best
where
matchups in the second round.
Potential second round game against Gonzaga. Boise State
Or
coach
first
Dan
round, I mean.
Used to be an assistant coach under Mark Few.
Whatever you wanna call it.
And for Mullins, getting to
Shout out to
play
QJB.
in Buffalo, a little bit of a home court advantage.
A little bit of a home court advantage, but that New Mexico State team is really dangerous. The Aggies have a number of guys that can make it happen. Teddy Allen is a terrific all-around player. Johnny McCants is a guy in the middle, and they've got an outstanding guard in Jabari Rice. Keep an eye on New Mexico State.
All right, in the lower half of that bracket, Michigan State, Davidson, Duke, and Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, I like Davidson to beat Michigan State, a really efficient offensive team. We saw them today go down. And I think that potentially further in the bracket, Texas Tech is exactly the kind of team that I think would give Duke trouble because they're old and they're physical. I think Texas Tech
And you're going to
wins
see
that
some of
game.
that throughout the bracket because of the transfer portal. Teams have been able to get better, quicker, and older. So a lot more good teams, no great teams.
All right, guys, dozens of teams across the country anticipating where they may go, who they may play, including Colgate, Providence,
Murray State,
TCU, and Bryant University. Quarter of the 68-team field is set. When the men's basketball championship selection show continues, we will reveal the South region. We welcome you back to the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Selection Show. Let us now focus our attention on the upper right quadrant, where we continue our reveal of the tournament brackets from the NCAA and its
Arizona.
Capital One.
Okay.
Overall number 1 seed is Arizona. The Wildcats.
They've had an interesting year, to say the least.
The Wildcats have been the number 1 seed all time, the first time since 2014. The Wildcats at 31-3 overall, 18-2 out of that Pac-12. They won the Pac-12 regular season title, went on to win the Pac-12 tournament, defeating UCLA. They'll play against the winners of the first 4. Winner of Dayton, Ohio on Wednesday. That'll be between the Raiders of Wright State and the Bryant Bulldogs out of the Northeast. They knocked off Wagner for their first NCAA tournament.
Let's not forget about that fight that they had in the championship game. Crazy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of game. Actually averaged over 30 a game his last 11, so that guy can get it in the basket.
All right, the second team out of the Big East is the number 8 seed, and that'll be the
Seton
Pirates
Hall.
of Seton Hall. 5 straight Big East regular season wins to end the year.
And these teams in the 8-9 area, we always look at those games, but in a year where there's so much compression, these kinds of teams, Seton Hall, you look at Boise State, Memphis, and whoever else is there at that 9 spot, these games are going to be challenges for whoever advances to meet that number 1 seed.
I'll tell you who's in that number 9 spot.
TCU.
I got an upset happening there.
Same here.
Coach Jamie Dixon's squad, 8
Who did they give a run for their money in their conference tournament? Was that Texas?
Yep, I think they beat Texas. Then lost to TC or Texas Tech maybe.
First and second round games in Pittsburgh. These will be on Friday and
Houston?
Sunday.
Houston.
Second seed
No
of the
shocker there.
Athletic is the number 5 Houston Cougars. Coach Kelvin Sampson took the Cougars to their 3rd regular season title in the last 4 years. They will beat the number 12 seed out of Conference
UAB
USA,
potential
the Bulls
upset
of
there, too.
UAB.
Could be a potential upset. I don't know much about UAB this year.
Title game, and they're making their first tournament appearance since 2015. Third team out of the Big Ten is the number 4 seed,
Illinois.
the Fighting Illini of Illinois. 3 consecutive
Illinois.
20-win
I always say it
seasons.
wrong.
Kofi Coburn, only player in the country, averaging at least 20 points and 10 rebounds. The Mocs of Chattanooga.
Possible upset, but not 100%. Considering Illinois lost to Indiana.
5 and 7 are the 13 seeds in the last 3 tournaments, right, Seth? Say it. And this Chattanooga team has the build of a power conference team. They've got size at every position. They've got a terrific all-around player, Malachi Smith. That is a matchup that I can't wait to see.
All right, guys, let's move on now. First and second round games.
Here we go.
Indianapolis.
Colorado State as a 6th seed.
The Rams of Colorado State. The Rams make their
One of our first matchups for our little trip.
We'll be going to the Indianapolis site.
player of the year, 25-5 on the season. Colorado State. They will beat the 15
Michigan. Wow, they make it in. Was not expecting that.
A lot of Michigan fans there.
First 4 in, let the first 4 out.
Central, in the conference and outside of it.
Quality wins.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, the number 3 seed, the third
Tennessee.
Volunteers
Wow.
won their first SEC tournament title since
That's crazy.
1989, beating Texas
Is there a chance we don't see Kentucky?
Outside shot, either at a 1 seed or at least to be the top
Wow.
2 seed. Very surprised to see them on the 3 line.
Who are they
Yeah.
meeting? Out of the Big South, the Lancers. Of
Oh, they're
Longwood,
playing
their first Big
Longwood.
South regular season title in school.
You have a dirty mind there, Alex.
They made their first ever NCAA tournament appearance after winning the Big South tournament final, 26-6 on the year. Let's continue to move on. First and second round games in Pittsburgh on Friday. and
Ohio
Sunday.
State.
The fifth team out of the Big Ten is the number 7 seed Buckeyes of Ohio State. They make it 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances.
Nice seed for the Buckeyes there in a comfortable location as well.
Who will they meet? Out of the Missouri Valley Conference.
Loyola Chicago. The Fighting Sister Jeans are coming back.
The Ramblers.
Valentine, youngest
Potential upset right here. I'm just letting y'all know now.
basketball. They make it back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. And rounding out from the Big
Nova.
13,
Villanova
Big
takes a
East, the
2
number
seed.
Wildcats of Villanova. Coach Wright makes it 9 straight NCAA
Maybe that means
tournament
Purdue's going to be getting a 3.
Big East.
Possibly.
Who will they meet? They'll go up against the Blue Hens of Delaware, the number 15 seed. For the first time since 2014, Delaware comes back to the
Side's kind of a little weak, but we'll see.
I think for sure either Tennessee or Villanova comes out of this region. Or that little bracket right there.
I'd say Tennessee has a good chance of getting into the Elite Eight.
It's going to be interesting in those second round matchups, assuming the 1 seeds move on. And then you look at UAB. This is a high-scoring, explosive offensive team. Got one of the best small players in the country in Jordan Jelly Walker. This guy can put it up and put it in. And so that'll be a real challenge for Houston. A remarkable job by Houston this season under the losing Marcus Sasser and Tremont Mark. Kelvin Sampson did a phenomenal job, and that team is playing some of its best basketball here in the last few
Let
years.
me be clear. The Chattanooga Mocs are going to the Sweet 16. I think it pairs up well for them. I know
That's a bold prediction right there.
Of last year, and then Villanova was hoping to get to Philadelphia. Didn't happen. Clark, don't pay attention. Loyola's going to beat Ohio State in the first round, and Tennessee. I think it sets up well for them to go into the Elite Eight.
Well, I know the Buckeyes want to get healthy. Having a start on Friday, an added day, should help them get a little healthier and a little more ready for a tough Loyola Chicago.
Don't like Tennessee as a 3.
The Capital One NCAA March Madness Bracket Challenge, the official bracket game of the men's NCAA. And here we go. Feeling good, looking good. I love March. Welcome to the dance.
This is what March Madness is all about.
Sister Jean.
Part of the beauty and the allure of the NCAA tournament, the fans and the flavor, which we expect to be in full force once again this year. We're halfway through our 68-team tournament field. We begin the second half of our reveal of the brackets from the NCAA and its corporate champion Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
Kansas, man.
Yep.
That's interesting.
I think they deserve it. They have a ton of quad winners.
That's a good point. It's just kind of like a low tier number 1 seed in my opinion.
I agree.
23rd consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. That's tied for 3rd most all time. 32 straight NCAA tournament appearances.
Midwest region.
Who will they meet? Well, they'll play the winner of the first 4 coming out of Dayton, Ohio on Tuesday. The Tigers of Texas Southern out of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Texas Southern beat top seed Alcorn State. And it'll be Texas A&M Corpus Christi. The Islanders defeated Southeastern Louisiana in the Southland Tournament title. Moving on, 3rd seed out of the Mountain West is the number 8 seed in the Midwest. The Aztecs.
Another tournament appearance for San Diego State.
Reached the Mountain West
It's a
tournament
good seed
final.
for San
They fell
Diego
to
State.
Boise State.
Oh, yeah,
Who
definitely.
will they meet? Number 9 seed
Creighton.
Blue Jays, the
That is an interesting
team so
matchup.
far in our tournament this year.
Potential upset right there for me.
Final before losing to Villanova. First and second round games in Buffalo.
Wow, Iowa's a 5 seed.
The 6th team out of the Big
Dangerous
Ten.
5 seed.
Hawkeyes, the 5th seed.
Look at them celebrating their Big Ten championship.
Iowa won its
Congrats to them.
tournament title since 2006, beating Purdue earlier here on CBS. Hawkeyes offense 4th in the nation in scoring. Who's Iowa going to meet? How about the
Richmond.
Oh, the 2 champions from today.
Wow.
Warriors are the number 12 seed.
That could possibly be a good game right there. I feel like.
The Atlantic 10 Tournament
Potential.
back to the big dance for the first time since 2011. From the Big East, the Providence Friars are the number 4 seed. Ed Cooley, Big East Coach of the Year. Providence won their first ever Big East regular season title. They won 14 quad, 1 and 2 games this season. Plenty to cheer about all season long. For the Friars, they finished the season 25-5. Who will they meet out of the Summit League? The 13th seed Jackrabbits. South
I could
Dakota
see an
State.
upset happening there.
Jackrabbits became the first
Potentially.
team in the history of the Summit League
Could be.
to
It's probably gonna be a good matchup too.
And they haven't lost in a very long time. Look at that one-loss record, 30-4. Games in Buffalo, though. Providence is going to enjoy that.
Let's go to first and second round games to be played in Milwaukee.
LSU.
Friday and on Sunday, the 4th team out of the SEC, the LSU Tigers, are the number 4 seed. LSU began this season 12-0. Tough SEC, 9-9 within that conference, 22-11 overall. They will meet the Cyclones of Iowa State, 4th team out of the
Potential
Big East.
upset.
Cyclones, one of 4 teams with 9 quad 1 wins.
That could potentially be a big upset. Wisconsin has a 3, not shot.
Wisconsin playing in Wisconsin.
They got home field advantage. Home state advantage, I should say.
All right, you see there that the number 3 seed, the Badgers of Wisconsin, the 7th Big Ten team into the tournament. Coach Greg Gard, Big Ten Coach of the Year. Badgers want to share the Big Ten regular season title. They'll go up against the 14th seed Raiders of Colgate out of the Patriot League.
The toothpaste.
Season and tournament titles. Congratulations to the Colgate squad that went 23-11 on the year, 16-2 in the Patriot League. Now to first and second round games in Greenville, South Carolina. These will be Friday, Sunday games. Out of the Pac-12, the USC Trojans are the number 7 seed. Coach Andy Enfield led USC. School record 25 regular season wins. They were perfect in non-conference games at 11-0. They will meet the 3rd team out of the ACC, the Hurricanes of Miami, coached by Jim Larrañaga. Picked 12th in the ACC preseason poll. They finished 4th, 23-10 on the year, the Miami Hurricanes. And rounding out the number 2 seed from the Southeastern Conference, the Tigers of
Auburn.
University. They won the SEC
Wow.
I got so nervous that I was going to be Kentucky there. when
I know. I got nervous as well.
That means Kentucky's probably playing in Indianapolis.
Good chance.
They are a tough number. The guard play is going to be the key for them. It's been inconsistent. They've got everything they need to be a championship team, but they've got to find a better rhythm in that backcourt play.
Who they're going to play? The 15th seed out of the Atlantic Sun, the Gamecocks.
Boo. Bellarmine should have been in.
Atlantic Sun
Bellarmine should have been in. They got screwed.
eligible. It's in a middle of a transition to Division I, so the regular season champ represents the conference, and that's Jacksonville.
And that team has firepower. They make threes. They've got presence inside. This is not a typical 15 seed. Auburn better be paying attention and ready to play.
So one of the first things that jumps out at me is a potential second-round matchup between Providence and Iowa. We talk about Iowa. Can you defend? Can you be physically and mentally tough? Providence will test them. And if that game, if it happens, is in Buffalo, I would like the Friars in that.
Yeah, I hear you there, and I'm looking at that matchup as well because South Dakota State is so high-powered offensively, 87 points a game. I'm looking at LSU and Iowa State. Both of those teams started really, really well, and then conference play beat them up a bit. Which one of these teams finds a way to reignite in the tournament?
I seriously like Iowa State in this matchup. Considering LSU just fired their head coach, I like Iowa State's chances.
The Badgers can slow down the Tigers and win the game. That's my call.
All right, guys, with only one quadrant remaining, several teams remain on edge among those. Welcome back, everyone. 3 brackets down, 1 to go. A lot of teams and their fans still on edge. Can you imagine sitting there waiting, trying to find out if your school is going to make it into the big dance? If so, where they're going to go? The wait is over. Here is the final region of the tournament brackets from the NCAA and its corporate champions as we
Yep.
Baylor gets the 1.
region. First and second round games for
I know they're one of those weak number 1s, but they probably have a lot of marquee wins, so
the defending champions make it back-to-back here as the 1 seed.
Very impressive considering they had some injuries early on, had some new players coming into new roles, and still found themselves as Big 12 co-champions during the regular season and a dangerous, dangerous team.
Who are they going to meet? Out of the Mid-Eastern Athletic.
Norfolk State.
Norfolk State. They captured
They're no stranger to upsets.
the title, beat Coppin State in the MEAC
Beat
tournament.
Missouri a while ago
Outstanding
as a
season.
15 seed.
State at 20.
Could we see another 16 seed win? Probably not, but it'd be fun to see. North Carolina.
Fourth team out of the ACC,
Strong 8 seed.
Tar Heels of North Carolina. Their 52nd NCAA tournament. They reached the ACC tournament semis before losing to Virginia Tech. They're going to go up against the Golden Eagles of Marquette. 16 from the Big East. Coach Shaka Smart has now taken 3 different schools to the NCAA tournament. To first and second round games in Portland, Oregon on Thursday and Saturday. Out of the West Coast Conference,
St.
second
Mary's
team
as a
of that
5.
conference, the
Will this be
Eagles
the
of St. Mary's,
final
second to
bubble
Gonzaga
teams?
during the regular season, lost to Gonzaga in the WCC tournament final. 25 and
They
7
beat Gonzaga before.
Wyoming and Indiana.
Wow, Indiana makes it. My girlfriend will definitely be happy about that. Interesting.
That means Texas A&M likely did not make it.
Probably not, but we'll see. Oh, I think Texas A&M is done. That's a shame. At least my girlfriend will be happy that Indiana's in.
All right, let's finish the top half of this bracket. The third team out of the Pac-12 is the UCLA Bruins at 25 and 7.
Murderer's
They
row
finished
bracket.
second in the Pac-12 behind Arizona.
Dangerous 4-seed right there, I do believe, if they catch fire.
And they'll go up against the Zips of Akron out of the Mid-America. They won their 4th MAC tournament title, beating the top 2 seeds on the way, Toledo and Kent State. Now, first and second round games in Milwaukee on Friday and Sunday. The 6th seed Longhorns of Texas. Timmy Allen leads the Longhorns in scoring and rebounding and steals. And the Longhorns
Who's facing them?
team out of the Big 12. They'll go up against the 11th
Ooh!
Virginia Tech. You know what they did? They won their first
Potential upset right here.
beating Duke.
This is a potential upset.
To 67, a 23 and 12 here.
CNN as an 11 tells me it's very likely if they don't beat Duke last night, they are not in this tournament.
All right, so the 9th team out of the Big 10.
Purdue is playing in Wisconsin. We were so close to potentially seeing them in Indiana.
Yep.
7 on the year. They reached the Big 10 tournament final before losing to Iowa earlier today. They've got Dayton Ivy, all Big 10 first-team selection, averaging more than 17 points a game. They will meet Ivy League champion Yale, the Bulldogs, at 19 and 11. They beat top seed Princeton in the Ivy League tournament championship. First and second round games in Indianapolis on Thursday and Saturday. The Ohio Valley.
Murray State, we get to see 2 Kentucky schools. That is awesome right there.
As a 7 seed.
I feel happy for them. They deserve it.
This is a very impressive team here when you think about Murray State, that 7th seed, a well-earned 7th seed, respect for what they did all season long. Exactly.
Who do they go up against? The third team out of the West Coast Conference.
San Francisco.
San Francisco will make their first.
Could we potentially see 2 Kentucky schools facing against each other in the tournament?
24 wins, 9 losses on the year.
Boy, a terrific backcourt matchup in that one, Seth. The Racers and the Dons, boy, 4 outstanding guards. Damari Bouye and then Tevin Brown, the headliners in the backcourt for those respective teams.
That was a long wait to see their name come up. They were nervous and they can excel. Well done.
Meanwhile, the number 2 seed in the East, the Wildcats of
Yep.
Kansas.
Kentucky.
6th team out of the SEC.
And of course, they're in the toughest side of the bracket, I feel like.
It's a very tough region.
27 double-doubles to his credit during Kentucky's
Who we facing?
6th and 7th season. They're kind of a habit this time of year in the NCAA.
They're a real threat to get to New Orleans and perhaps cut the nets down, too.
They will go up against St. Peter's. The
St.
Peacocks
Peter's.
return to the
I don't know much about this team, but I have the utmost confidence that Kentucky will move on to the second round.
NCAA tournament.
Potential Kentucky schools going up against each other. That would be really cool to see.
See what you find.
I tell you what, with Wyoming and Indiana, I think whoever comes out of that game could actually move on to the next round against the St. Mary's team that's pretty solid.
I'm a little surprised to see Indiana seated this low. To me, the dangerous team in this side of the bracket is St. Mary's. I like them to beat UCLA. I like them to beat Baylor.
Wow.
To get to the Elite Eight. That's 2 last year Final Four teams, and then you look.
That should be very interesting.
I think it's pretty.
Of course, the East region has to be with the toughest region for Kentucky, but
All season long, but I like Kentucky more.
Yeah, I do too.
I think they can at least make it to the Elite 8.
All right, guys, the 9 conferences that earned multiple bids in the field of 68
only 3 teams.
With 6. Similar to last year, there are COVID contingencies. Should any of these conferences have a team withdraw, a replacement team
Let's
will
see
fill
those
their
bubble
spot
teams.
in the bracket. Meaning the teams that just missed the 68 team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dayton.
Dayton was the first team out. Wow.
I'm surprised Texas A&M wasn't the first team.
Any team from a multi-bid conference that is
That's kind of shocking.
withdraw. Now, should a conference champion from a single bid league need to withdraw, that conference will designate a team to fill their spot in.
How about you take Jacksonville State out and put Bellarmine in the tournament? How's that sound?
And a 6 p.m. for the first round withdrawal. Once the tournament begins, any withdrawals will result in a no contest. That said, let's turn our attention back to
Last 4 in and first 4 out.
Wow, that's crazy. Texas A&M was so close. But shout out to Indiana, Rutgers, Wyoming, and Notre Dame for making the tournament. This is going to be very interesting, folks.